Hello, welcome back. So in this video we are going to continue building the V6 engine table. So those of you who've been watching the video series already, you'll know I've stripped the Vauxhall X25XE engine down to the bare block and I'm converting it into an engine table. So we're now at the stage where we are keying the block up with Scotch-Brite. So I'm using Scotch-Brite to clean up the block now it's dry. So the beauty of this stuff is it not only cleans it up, it also gives the paint a really good key and takes the shine from the metal. I found in the past if you use a wire wheel for too long it can make the metal quite polished and doesn't always allow the paint to stick properly. So this just really helps to allow the paint to stick properly to the bare metal. And of course it removes the oxidization we've got left as well. Now obviously I could have literally just sandblasted this, however I don't own a blaster and I like to do things myself. Not only that, if I gave it to somebody it could take weeks. I just find if I do it myself I know I'm going to be reliable. So I am now at the stage where I would consider this done. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's pretty damn good. It's near enough as good as going to get it without a shot blasting. So I'm chuffed. The next step is to clean the block off using the nail line just to get rid of the dirt, and then panel wipe. So now I've used the airline to blow the dust off the block, I am happy to get the panel wipe out and start degreasing. So this is just a Tetrasil cheap pre-wipe degreaser used for all sorts of applications. It can be used for cleaning brakes as well, but it's really cheap and does the job perfectly. Again, there's no point in making it absolutely perfect. I'm using heavy duty industrial paint, so it's going to cover a multitude of sins, but it's always good to try and get, well, I say get the big bits off, we've already done that, but just to do the best, because as I say with paint, 99% of paintwork is in the prep. The next job is to heat the block up. It's a trick I learned a long time ago. It's quite a cold winter's day. This is a very warm insulated garage, but if the product you're painting's warm, it just makes the paint go off that bit faster, it makes it stick better, and it just makes the job work so much easier. So this paint is absolutely toxic. Always wear PPE when you're using it. The first coat is going to be just normal aerosol. Cheap and cheerful, and it's quick. So this is just normal grey primer, X primer. Nice even coverage is key. Not too close to the actual product. Oh, finished priming. The next job is to apply some silver base coat. This is Volkswagen Reflex Silver. Really common colour from the early noughties, early to late noughties. The reason I'm using this colour is because I've got some left. So, as you can see, silver base coat. I'm going to pour some in the gun. Not too much, but... Now this base coat is actually ready to use, so it doesn't need thinning or anything, which is nice and easy. This gun is probably 10-15 years old. As you can see, it's been used once or twice. It's a cheap, I think it's £40 from Machine Mart, cheap gun, but it works pretty well, so I carry on using it. Once again, PPE is key. Now the plan is I'm going to paint the block red, but all the machine surfaces I'm going to do silver. So I figured an extra layer of paint won't go amiss, it'll build it up and should help it look really nice. That's the base coat complete. The base coat has now gone off. It's been around 24 hours since I last filmed. The next job is to mask off the areas I want to keep silver. And then I'm going to prep the block up a little bit more. There's a couple of areas I'm not 100% happy with, so I'm going to do a little bit more, give it a bit more attention. And then we're going to be going on to direct gloss red paint. So I'm using frog tape and a very sharp Stanley blade, masking paper and scissors to do this. So let's make a start. So frog tape is quite low key, low adhesive. Doesn't tend to peel paint off as easily, but it's still surprisingly very tacky. It's a very good product. It's a little bit expensive, but it's one of them. I just find it a lot better than the cheaper stuff. That's why I'm using it. So I've got some Ford Radiant Red. You mix it 2-to-1 with hardener and add 10% thinners. Nice and easy. Give the paint a good shake. I'm going to fill it to the lower line, which you may or may not be able to see. Oh, I've gone slightly over. So we've got 75mm, which means we need to add about 32.5mm of hardener. So I'm going to aim for the 100mm line. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but like so. And then 10% thinners make it 110. Like so. This is a proper 2-pack medium thinner. Don't know if you can see that. Give it a good mix. And in the gun, beautiful. So I've moved the block outside and we're now ready for paint. As you can see, it's starting to get dark, however it's a very warm, mild winter's evening. So I've got absolutely zero concerns about that. So we're going to start with a nice, gentle mist coat, as you can see. Now the mist coat will allow the block to go tacky, which then will allow me to put more product on the block. That's the theory anyway. Now I'm going to leave that to dry for 5 minutes. Right, ready for coat number 2. Well, I will say I'm not normally a Ford fan, but I will say the red is a very nice colour. Genuinely, the only reason I went for this red was because it was one of the cheapest on eBay. It's now time for the lacquer. Now, although I don't need a lacquer for the direct gloss paint, I do for the base coat. So I figured I'd lacquer the whole thing and it will give it that extra layer of protection and should look really good. Again, it's mixed 2-to-1. Use a 1.4 to 1.8 nozzle gun, which is what I'm doing. I think it's a 1.4 I'm using. I think I'm going to go rogue and just use the milliliters. So if I... how much do I think I need? I'm going to go for 100. Perfect. And then again, the hardener. So I will need 50 of that, which would bring it to 150 ml. Perfect. A splash of thinner. You don't really need it with this product, however I just find it helps. It can run easier, but it can also give a really good shine if you know what you're doing. I don't, but I'm going to give it my best shot. Unfortunately, it's getting dark, however I must crack on, so it's now time to unmask and then lacquer. As you can see, the masking paper is now off. It looks absolutely fantastic. Really pleased with it. So time for the lacquer. Tack coat is now applied. Second coat. Missed a bit. And that is a wrap. Perfect amount of paint as well. Impressed with that. So, engine table's in house. It's looking really good. Really pleased with it. The shine is incredible. I'm so glad I chose to lacquer the whole thing because it really does help lift the colour. So a couple of points. I've ordered some rubber adjustable M8 feet which are going to screw into the bottom of the block where the sump would normally bolt up. They're coming off eBay. although it sits okay here, I just think on a hard floor it'd be better to have proper rubber feet. I've also added some little rubber silicone stick-on gel spots on top of the pistons, and that's just to stop the glass tabletop from moving, and as you can see it's really solid, so that's perfect. Obviously you can still lift it off, but it's not going to slide if you catch it, so that's another key point. So yeah, obviously it's all done. I thought I'd go over the total cost then. So total cost, the parts, block and pistons, I already had them. However, to buy something along them lines, it would be around £50 second hand off eBay. The glass was £10, as I said in the previous video. I managed to get it off Marketplace. It's second hand. It came with an awful table, like I scrapped the table, just kept the glass. The paint cost me about £25. Now I already had some in stock. I had to buy some red 2-pack. However, I've used other bits, so I'd say roughly £25. The rubber feet were £10. And I've had about 6 hours labour on it. I value my labour normally around £30 an hour if I'm doing mechanical repairs, so we'll say £180. So the total cost is £275. Now I do intend to sell this at some point. I do love it, but I'm not going to keep it forever, so if I were to put it on eBay, the price would be around that price. That's the end of this video. Once again, if you like what you've seen, please leave a comment, like it, subscribe to my channel. I'll keep making videos for you guys. I've got a list of things I want to do for the new year. Massive list. A few things like this. I've got my Nova C20 Lacquer, which I need to put back on the road. We've got a drag racing day booked, so I want to document that. And there's just, like I said, there's a ton of stuff I want to do, so stay tuned and I'll keep producing the videos. Thank you and goodbye.